Right, morning ladies and gents. This is the first short video that I'm going to be recording to introduce you to the layout and features of the assessment grids that we use here at NES. This is very much the basics I'll be talking about in this video. I'll be talking to you about the layout, how to navigate the page, and the sort of thing that you can expect to see, just so that you're familiar with it. So if you do find that you've got questions forming about how to use it or specifics, then don't worry, I will be explaining those in the short videos yet to come. Okay. So the first thing that I'd like to draw your attention to is when you first open your assessment grid, you'll see obviously the name of the assessment grid at the top. This one is 5.1 TS, so this is class 5.1, year 5, and TS are the initials of Mr. Sarong. I know it's a basic thing, but please, when you first open your grid to input your children's names, check that it is yours, because it has happened before where there's been a bit of a mix-up. It's an easy fix if it does happen, but it's just wasted time. So that's the first thing, just to double check. You'll notice that once it opens on the writing page. That's the same for all year groups. And down the left-hand side here, you can see a range of objectives which relate to the curriculum for your year group. For writing, they're broken up into blocks: composition, vocabulary, grammar, punctuation, spelling, handwriting, and presentation. And this might be the same or similar for you in other year groups. Okay. Mathematics is the same, of course, broken up into blocks. But you will notice that subjects such as science and topic for Key Stage 2, they're broken up into discrete units instead. Very similar layout, just calculates the averages slightly differently. Another thing to notice is that you'll see some of the objectives on the left-hand side here. For example, this one, number 4, this one, number 11, they're bold and underlined. That shows that these are key objectives. Now, these key objectives have been taken from the mandatory objectives from the national curriculum, or have been adapted from the key performance indicators from the NAHT curriculum document. So those will be the objectives that carry the most weighting when you're looking at the overall picture of how each pupil's getting on against each subject curriculum for your year group. Okay. The next thing that I'll show you is the names across the top. Okay, so on row 1, you'll notice that there's 3 names here at the moment. These are always in alphabetical order. They will follow the register order on your ISAMs. So once your ISAMs lists are finalized and released to you, the names along the top should match your ISAMs lists exactly. Okay, you as the class teacher are responsible for inputting the names of your pupils into this list. Obviously, once you've done it once for one subject, you don't need to then go and do it all over again for the other subjects. You can just copy and paste those cells, which will save you some time. All right, and it is as simple as just selecting the cell and typing in the pupil's name. Okay. I'll draw your attention down to the bottom here. Those of you who are familiar with platforms for assessment such as School Pupil Tracker Online or Target Tracker or Learning Ladders, you'll have used a similar system before. At NES, we use a 4-step assessment code, beginning with emerging, developing, achieving, which is your expected standard, and exceeding, which is at greater depth. Okay, you'll also see that these correspond to colors and numbers. I will talk about this in more detail in the next video, which is geared towards how you input your data, what it looks like as you input your data, and the effect that has. All right, but just recognize emerging is red, which is a 1-point assessment. Developing is orange, which is 2. 3 is achieving, which is green, and then exceeding is blue. Okay, these are visual representations which will make more sense in the next video. I think pretty much the final thing to mention in this video about layout and navigating the assessment grids is at the bottom here. You'll see the tabs. Okay, now these tabs allow you to navigate between subjects on your assessment grid. Your assessment grid is one Google Sheet document, and it contains all of your different assessments for all of your subjects. So you don't need to navigate between different documents for different subjects. It's all in one place. As I said, it opens automatically on writing. That's the first page will come up. If you wanted to navigate to maths, all you need to do is find the tab at the bottom here. Just click it, and then you'll see that the maths sheet comes up. Okay, again, layout exactly the same as for writing. You've got your objectives down the left-hand side. You've got your bold and underlined key objectives or key performance indicators here. And along the top here, at the moment, is blank, which is where your pupil names will need to be put in. Okay, I can actually show you that now. So if I navigate back to writing, if I've inputted the names for writing, so for example, this is my class, all I need to do, highlight those cells, right click or Control C to copy, move to your new subject page, making sure that you're on the first column for the names, which is B, and then just right click and paste, or Control V, of course. So that means obviously you're saving time there. You only need to write out the names just once, and then you can copy and paste them into the other sheets. The last thing to mention on this one is the protection. Okay, so these sheets have been designed to be fairly well foolproof, hopefully. So that the only changes you can make to these documents are within cells that you should be able to change. For example, you're allowed to put in the names on this top row, and then as we go into the next video, I'll explain to you how you can put your assessments into these blank cells here. Okay, what you won't be able to do is accidentally change or delete any of the objectives. You won't be able to delete any rows. You won't be able to affect any of the formatting. So all of that should be fairly well protected, and that's just to make it easy for you guys, so that you're not worried that you're going to accidentally spoil the sheet and then it'll have to be fixed. However, that being said, if you do notice that you're not able to do something that you should, for example, if you try and put a name in and it tells you that the cell is protected, or you find that you can do something that you shouldn't be able to do, for example, if you do accidentally delete an objective, then just let me know, because it's a really simple fix. These things do happen as we move between years. So, I mean, hopefully I'll have got everything up and running. If for some reason you find that there is something amiss, then just let me know as soon as possible and I'll be able to fix that remotely. All right. As always, any questions or queries or problems, come and see me. But yeah, do watch the next video, because that gives you a little bit more information on how you can input the data and then what the data will actually look like on your grid. All right. Thanks for watching, guys.